Hi, in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to clean the mold off the edges of your shower. I'm going to show you how to remove the old silicone, also some tips about cleaning, and then how to apply the new silicone. I'm going to walk you through this step by step. All steps are going to be shown. Alright, I've got a selection of tools here. The most important is the blade. So I use the blade on the side. I'll slice along the one side and I'll slice on the other side, which I'll demonstrate. If you've got one of these scrapers with a blade on it, it's also helpful. A screwdriver or two is also helpful with the scratching, and if you're worried about scratching the paint on your frame here, you can also use a plastic tool. So the blade is very handy. All I do is I cut it at the back here. So I'm taking the blade and I'm actually cutting. It doesn't have to be perfect, I'm just cutting, and then I cut on this side as well, like that. There is the mold with the old silicone coming off quite easily. Now, as I said, if you're worried about scratching the paintwork on your frame here, you can use a plastic tool, and I just run it up and down. Look at that, and it actually gets rid of that silicone. So I first take the blade and I cut into the silicone quite deep. And then I go from the top and I cut down. And one can see, look at that, it's already coming off. So it has to be cleaned thoroughly. You have to get rid of all of this. Now this is where a screwdriver is very handy. Notice I just use a flat screwdriver. I just take my screwdriver and I actually just peel it out. Look how this is coming out. Now I also said one of these is handy, and be careful not to scrape your tiles very roughly. So I use this with an angle. So for example, just over there, I'm just going with I'm not even pressing hard. And I just take a brush and just brush it away. And this is what one needs to do over and over again. If you're lucky, you might be able to pull this whole thing and it might all come out. But unfortunately, this is very ingrained here. So sometimes you can just use a tool and scratch it off like this. Notice I'm just using the plastic because this silicone is really, really aged. But if the silicone is still quite fresh, unfortunately, a plastic tool is not going to be enough. So over here, it's really tight. The plastic tool is not working. So I take the blade and I just slice into it. And I'm going at an angle, so therefore I'm not actually damaging the tile. I just slice into the silicone. And then I slice from the top. So any combination, you can use the plastic to get in there, you can use the screwdriver, also very useful, especially to get right underneath there, because it's quite narrow, the screwdriver head is narrow. Notice how when I use the plastic tool, it doesn't quite get in there, it's still dark there, as you can see, there's still mold, whereas the screwdriver, you'll notice that, yeah, it's coming right out. You can also use the blade and just like cut it a few times. So now that you've worked out the method, you can just go and cut all the way along, and you can go quite quickly. So I do all the cutting, and then afterwards I go and I first see if I can use the plastic tool, and if I can't, then I might even use the screwdriver and just peel that out. So I'm actually cutting the entire section. Then I'll go and scrape the entire section. In this case, the silicone bead was actually quite thin, so I'm actually getting most of it just with the blade. Now the technique is I cut at this angle, then I cut at that angle. Notice I'm not damaging this frame. You might see some residue here, but that's actually silicone. I have not damaged this frame. So I cut there, and then I cut there, and I cut like that, and I cut like that, and you might even find that just the blade works. Now the corners are usually the most stubborn. So I use the blade like this, and I'm cutting in one angle and then I'm cutting in another angle. I try and use the plastic first because the plastic does the least damage to the tiles and the frame of the shower. But if that's not working, I then go to the screwdriver. You can also take the blade and kind of go up and down, because remember the blade is wedged in there, so I'm not damaging any tile. And it's almost like I'm coloring in here. These corners are where the screwdriver is the most useful. Actually put the screwdriver in there and peel this out. It does help if you've cut the silicone first. So that's why I first went around cutting. Now I'm just going to spray some spirit vinegar here. So I can still see there's still mold inside here. And it's very important to get it all off, because if you put the new silicone on top of the mold, it won't last very long. The mold will actually come through. So we still got some mold here. Cut into it. Right, so there's still some mold there, so I have to get rid of all of it. Ideally, if you've got a long bristle brush, even though I cannot see any mold, I take my blade, I make it a little bit longer, and then I go deep inside here. And I just check if there's any mold inside here, and it is now clear. So even though this piece here looks fine, if I cut it away, look, there comes the mold. We see that there's still mold underneath here. And that's why you've got to take the blade and go right deep underneath here to remove it. See, look at this, because there is mold. So there is the mold, and then it'll just regrow. And even though it looked clean, only when I put the blade in did I get that mold out. Remember that if it had mold along here, it's grown underneath. It might not be showing itself on this line, but it is behind, and it will carry on growing, and you'll see it coming through in no time. Once you've removed the mold, just look carefully, because inside here, while it is quite hidden, there is still some mold. So just go through all the sections and just make sure that everything is removed. Now I'm just going to use white spirit vinegar, and I just spray it where the old silicone was. Now once you've sprayed the vinegar, just make sure it gets all the way inside and give it a scrub. And it's very useful because even here there's mildew and that here. I'm not going to be sealing here, but it's also able to clean around. So even in there, the vinegar is going to help. Now over here it is clean, but I just want to show you that this can actually move because I've removed the silicone. So there is actually mold underneath here. So what you want to do is you want to spray underneath here and in all the places, and the vinegar will actually get underneath there to slowly break down the cell structure of the mold and its root system. Even if it gets totally wet with vinegar all along the seams, and leave it for about an hour. Now I just want to show you why the vinegar is important. I've sprayed lots of vinegar underneath there, and of course there's mold underneath there. So watch what happens when I use the blower. Because I've left this for hours, this would have regrown into mold and it would have destroyed my new silicone. But this is dead now. That's why I'm showing it has to be completely dry. If I silicone this side and that side and there's moisture in between there, it's just going to be a breeding ground. Now, just a comment on the cleaning. I've been using vinegar for everything. It might happen that the tiles are quite dirty. Bodily oils, some scum, soap, etc. may have built up here, which isn't mold, but you still want to clean around the silicone. So at that point, you might want to use a stronger cleaner rather than vinegar. So here's some things to consider. If you want to go and use like an ammonia-based product, you have to get rid of the vinegar because the vinegar is an acid and ammonia is a base. So they actually will cancel each other out. So the best thing is then to go and wipe away the vinegar, use some warm water and let it dry, and then clean around using an ammonia-based cleaner or whatever cleaner you like. If you're using the vinegar, you can also then use bicarbonate of soda. You don't have to remove the vinegar. All you need to do is put the bicarb. You can spray onto the bicarb. It will foam a little bit, and that's very useful in actually cleaning. It'll actually do a bit of the cleaning for you. But in that case, you don't have to remove the vinegar. You might be wondering, what about using bleach? Bleach is good, but it might fool you. You might think you've got success and it's cleaned, but it doesn't attack the root system of the mold as well as vinegar. Vinegar actually kills the mold and it penetrates deep. So it's a long-term solution. But if you use bleach, it will work and it will look really good, but you might find that the mold returns quicker. So my advice is to stick with the vinegar. So right now I'm just going to prepare the surface for the silicone, making sure that all the previous chemicals are gone, including the vinegar. So a very good technique is actually to first wash it away. You can just use warm water and wash all the chemicals that you've used. If you use the bicarb, or if you use the vinegar, or even if you use the ammonia, get rid of it. You can even switch on the shower and clean it thoroughly like that. And once it's completely free of all those chemicals, make sure you dry it. You can actually leave it to dry. If you haven't got a lot of time, you can use a blower. I recommend using a rubbing alcohol. This is not a hand sanitizer, it's just alcohol and water, 91% strength. And what it does is it actually helps with the drying and it cleans the surface, and silicone binds very well to a very clean surface. And I take the rubbing alcohol and I spray it over all the areas I want a silicone. Right, I've sprayed the rubbing alcohol everywhere here. It actually helps dry the moisture. So what happens is the rubbing alcohol is going to get inside there and it's actually going to speed up the drying process while also removing any possible oil that is left over here. Now, if you haven't got a blower, you can also use a hairdryer or just leave it overnight. Right, so this is the 90% alcohol, and I just spray it everywhere along the joints. I wipe it down with a dry towel, and I even go over it with a tissue and just check if it's completely dry. And I can see in the tissue there's a little bit of moisture in the corners, so I'll just leave it for half an hour or so. You may have noticed that this shower has some parts where the tile has broken, so I'm just going to seal that quickly. I have a little bit of water here, and I just put a little bit of dishwashing soap, just a little bit, so it's a bit soapy. Make sure you've got some tissue paper and some rags. For the bathroom, try to use mold resistant silicone. Now, I've cut this nozzle at 45 degrees. The hole should match the size of the bead you want to put there. Now, this is still a bit small. All right, so that's about the size of the bead that I'm going for. And there it's cut at 45 degrees. Right, so the silicone gun is now loaded. Put some masking tape down, and then you put the silicone in between the tape. And now it's time to put the silicone. Now, some tips about silicone. Silicone doesn't bond very well to silicone, which means once I put this here, this is it. This is the seal. If I want to come back tomorrow and add more, it's too late. Silicone doesn't bond very well to silicone, but it will bond very well to a dry tile or dry plastic. I've got one opportunity now, and it doesn't matter if it's a bit of a mess, because while the silicone is still wet, you can mold it and do what you want. So get some tissues ready. And I just put these one side. Right, so I start in the corner and I just start pumping it. Right, so now I'm going to just smear it with my finger. I'm just putting my finger in the water, so my finger is a little bit wet, and I'm just smearing this evenly. Now I just clean the silicone off my fingers with these extra tissues. Now right now I remove this tape. Note, when I'm removing this tape, I'm actually pulling a little bit towards the silicone. If I pull it at an angle, you might find that the silicone drags onto the tile. So I'm actually pulling it almost vertically up, or even a little bit acute towards the silicone. If you're not going to use the tape and you're just going to use your finger, all you do is you take a finger at an angle and you go along the wall like this, pushing the silicone in the gap. Okay, the gap here is quite big, so I'm pumping it quite a bit. If it bulges at the top, my advice is to remove the excess silicone and start again. Now my angle isn't going to work, so now I flip the gun around and I start from the bottom. Immediately release the pressure, otherwise it will carry on bulging at the top. Now you can also swap fingers midway if you need to. Now remove the tape as soon as possible. Pull the tape, but don't pull it like that. If I put it like that, I might smear the silicone. So I'm actually pulling it in an almost acute angle towards the silicone. And that's what your seal should look like. I don't press very hard, and you can go more than once. Now it must be left for 24 hours. Okay, what happens if you put silicone here and it's smeared here, or the tape moved or something like that? It's not a problem. You can take the soapy water and the tissue and just go along the line like that and clean it up. You can also use a plastic tool and scrape it. Now, some people use the finger, and when you use the finger, it tends to spread along the side. Here I've got precise lines. It's 3 millimeters there and about 3 millimeters there. But when you use the finger and you don't use the tape, it tends to smear along the sides. What you can do is just leave it, and when it's dry, you can gently take a blade and just slice through the side and then just remove it. That the smears, I'm not saying the main seal, I'm just saying if it went on the edges here. So you wait till that is dry, and then you can clean this off. If you start cleaning it now, what ends up happening is it gets disturbed and you'll see smears in the main silicone seal here.